Coming to you from the Arkansas News Network, this is Black Community News with Scott Green. Happy New Year, and thank you for joining us. Today's top story is Chris Jones, the first Black Arkansan to secure a major party nomination for governor, has entered the race for vice chair of the Democratic National Committee. Known for his innovative approach to politics, Jones hopes to revitalize the Democratic Party by focusing on rural outreach, technology, and strengthening its relationship with Black voters. Since his 2022 gubernatorial bid against Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Jones has stayed politically active, co-founding the Vortex PAC to support Democratic congressional candidates in Arkansas and serving as a national co-chair for Dirt Road Democrats, which prioritizes engaging rural communities. In his announcement, Jones acknowledged challenges facing the Democratic Party. His campaign emphasizes modernizing the party's technological tools for voter engagement and collaboration. If elected, Jones would serve as one of 4 DNC vice chairs, joining other candidates like David Hogg and Shasti Conrad in competing for these leadership roles. During the latest city board meeting, Mayor Frank Scott provided updates on the city budget and negotiations with public safety unions. The mayor confirmed that the police contract has been finalized and fire union negotiations have reached a tentative agreement. Firefighters will receive matching raises with police at 5% annually for 2 years, but the 4896 scheduling issue, which refers to a shift system where firefighters work 48 consecutive hours on duty, followed by 96 hours off duty, repeating continuously, resulting in the same number of work hours over a year as the current schedule remains unresolved. Mayor Scott emphasized the city's position that any schedule change requires 70% workforce approval. Board discussions also highlighted broader challenges. Director Cappy Peck, Ward 4, voiced concerns over firefighter working conditions, advocating for budget adjustments to address safety issues at fire stations, while Director Antoine Phillips, Position 10, counters suggesting the use of reserve funds instead of cuts to avoid job losses. The mayor announced plans for special meetings to finalize the budget if necessary. Director Joan Adcock, Position 10, emphasized the need to hear from firefighters who have addressed the board multiple times. Firefighters representative and union leader Kentrell Shepard spoke passionately about inadequate equipment and unsafe conditions, calling for greater urgency in addressing these challenges. Shepard, president of the Little Rock chapter of the International Association of Black Firefighters, known as FLAME, which stands for Fire Leaders Actively Maintaining Equality, expressed both relief and frustration over the resolution of a contract agreement that secured raises for firefighters. He sharply criticized the board for failing to consult the firefighter group he represents, despite claims that leadership input had been sought. Shepard emphasized that his organization's voice within the department must be considered when making decisions. Shepard also voiced resentment over the lengthy contract negotiations, which took up valuable time during the holiday season, and urged the board to ensure a more inclusive and efficient process in the future. Despite his frustrations, he expressed gratitude for the opportunity to address the board. While the meeting marked progress on the firefighter contracts, broader concerns about the department's long-term needs and the city's overall budget remain unresolved. Mayor Scott concluded the meeting by underscoring the importance of a balanced budget while acknowledging economic concerns influencing voter sentiment on taxes. He highlighted achievements like job growth, but agreed a new tax proposal may need to wait until 2027. The board ultimately approved the budget with some dissent. Mayor Scott expressed gratitude for city employees and emphasized focusing on residents' needs as the city moves into 2025. The debate over fluoride in water has long pitted dentists and public health officials against government regulators and activists. Dentists and dental organizations often support water fluoridation as a proven, cost-effective method to prevent tooth decay, especially in underserved communities. For example, studies have shown that access to fluoridated water significantly reduces cavities in children and adolescents. It is particularly beneficial for populations that face barriers to regular dental care, such as rural or low-income families.
Controversial ever since I've gotten to Arkansas, and I'm sure it was controversial before I got here, about fluoride in the water. I worked all over the state of Arkansas, but particularly I remember in 2007 being in 2008 being in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and there was a high prevalence of tooth decay in middle class uh, children that I would not think would be underserved, but they had a lot of tooth decay, and I was not accustomed to seeing that in that middle class children. And I learned that Fort Smith, Arkansas did not have fluoride in the water. So I could notice the difference from Fort Smith to Pine Bluff to Little Rock. I've worked in Conway, I've worked in Hot Springs, I've worked in Searcy, Jonesboro, but the places that do not have fluoride in the water, the children had a high prevalence of tooth decay.
On the other hand, critics of fluoridation, like Arkansas Governor Sarah Sanders, argue that excessive fluoride exposure can have negative health effects, such as potential neurodevelopment risks. While the presence of fluoride is not the sole factor in preventing tooth decay, its absence combined with other risk factors can increase the likelihood of severe dental problems requiring treatments like silver crowns for children. For instance, a lawsuit against the EPA highlighted concerns about fluoride's association with lower IQ in children at higher exposure levels, although the evidence remains inconclusive. This legal challenge also raised broader questions about how the EPA evaluates scientific studies and establishes public health policies. This issue continues to be a contentious topic, with research community, health concerns, and regulatory decisions shaping the debate. The complexity lies in balancing proven dental benefits with emerging questions about long-term safety for broader health outcomes. As you may know, a disturbing incident was caught on camera during the arrest of a young black man outside of War Memorial Stadium prior to the 2024 Salt Bowl game that took place Friday, August 30th, 2024, around 7:30 p.m. The event was the 50th anniversary of the rivalry game between Benton and Bryant High Schools, making it significant in Arkansas high school football. The arrest was made by Arkansas State Police and captured on camera by a fan until a trooper ripped her phone out of her hand.
Keep it moving! Keep it moving! Keep it moving!
Dejanay Johnson was on her way to the Salt Bowl to watch her nephew play in the game. And what happened as she was walking up was something she'd heard about before, but never experienced until then. Just outside War Memorial Stadium, crowds had gathered around 4 state troopers as they arrested a young black man. Troubled by what she saw, Miss Johnson pulled out her phone and started recording. The screaming, chaos, and crowds all reminded her of something a little too familiar. Seconds after she started filming, one of the troopers approached Johnson and grabbed her phone. Shocked, she didn't know what to do. Johnson noticed that the troopers were not wearing body cameras, and she would later question how they could be held accountable in these types of situations. Johnson later expressed that if she hadn't taken video with her phone, no one would have known about this incident, and that troopers would not have been held accountable for their actions without cameras in situations like this.
There were several disturbingly violent arrests of teenagers at the Salt Bowl by the Arkansas State Police. And I think we have seen many, situations of excessive force and violence against people, especially people of color, by the police in our state and other places in our country. The Arkansas State Police weren't wearing body cameras that night. So without citizens like Miss Johnson expressing their rights to film, it's likely that we may not have ever known about what happened at the Salt Bowl.
Arkansas Baptist College's Kitty College, a child care institution that has served the Little Rock community since 1967, has officially closed its doors. The center, known for nurturing generations of children, operated from its Wolf Street location after beginning on the college's campus. Families are now left searching for alternatives amidst the abrupt closure caused by ongoing financial struggles at Arkansas Baptist College. Kitty College director Rita K. Walton Dockery Wells expressed her deep sadness over the closure, highlighting its trusted reputation and role in early childhood development for nearly 6 decades.
The doors are closing indefinitely at 1604 Wolf Street on a 1967 pillar of the community, which is the Kitty College, that has nurtured, educated, and kept the little ones whose parents, black and white, trusted this establishment with their children in a safe environment for the past 57 years.
Volunteer Natasha Galvin, an alum of the college, stepped in to maintain operations and ensure children's safety despite a lack of resources. Parents like Janae Bearfield described the profound impact of the closure, noting how the daycare helped children grow socially and academically. Despite charging tuition, the center struggled to sustain operations as financial difficulties at Arkansas Baptist disrupted the flow of funds to pay staff. This closure reflects larger challenges faced by Arkansas Baptist College. Established in 1884 to provide education and leadership opportunities for Black students, the institution has weathered numerous financial and administrative struggles in recent decades, including accreditation issues and high turnover in leadership. Despite efforts to stabilize, including partnerships to boost enrollment and community initiatives, the college has faced significant debt and declining student numbers in recent years. As Arkansas Baptist College remains closed for winter break, the administration has not provided further comments on the future of Kitty College or the broader implications of its closure. Community members await updates as the institution continues to navigate its financial challenges. Little Rock's professional basketball team, Little Rock Lightning, is building a state-of-the-art arena. This $30 million project will serve as a basketball hub for Central Arkansas. Organizers say new facilities will go beyond sports, offering educational and recreational opportunities for everyone. Maya and Jashawn Blackman are team owners of the Little Rock Lightning, which launched in 2020. Although they run the courts, they say their mission goes beyond the game. The arena will hold 2,500 people and will provide a space for athletic events, community programs, luxury boxes, and classrooms to support their after-school programs. Construction expected to begin in early 2025 with a completion date in the fall or winter of 2026. Recently, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated celebrated 114 years of excellence and service. Founded on January 5, 1911 at Indiana University, this historic Black fraternity continues to uplift communities through its dedication to brotherhood, scholarship, and community service. The fraternity's Founders Day is more than a celebration. It's a moment of reflection and inspiration. Distinguished members emphasize how Kappa Alpha Psi has adapted to contemporary challenges while staying true to its core mission of shaping young men's lives and building leaders. From its beginnings at the predominantly white university during a time of racial segregation, Kappa Alpha Psi has grown into a pillar of excellence for Black men worldwide. Its members continue to embody the motto, achievement in every field of human endeavor, living proof of the enduring power of resilience and unity. That's it for this edition of Black Community News, your source for stories that uplift, inform, and empower our community. Stay connected with us online for updates and conversations that matter. Until next time, take care and stay inspired.